Hello, Eternum, and welcome to KOTT News, Eternum's #1 source for news. And this is the War Report. No change in the history of Eternum last night as the Syndicate members of Fresh Bench maintained their hold on the northern observation posts of Morningdale. KOTT news crews were on the scene in Greyvale and spoke with one of the participants about the fight. Congratulations on your victory up here in Morningdale, holding on to the forward observation posts for yet another day. Would you care to take us through any pivotal moments you had?
Yeah, there was a lot of pivotal moments. I mean, we held them out for a very long time, which we never do. We usually just die, and then we held them at fort, which I don't think we've ever done. And I can't believe that we actually won a war. We usually don't do that. That's usually not in our game plan.
Yeah, you did hold them outside. You were outside for a good 25 minutes or so. I think in the last 5, maybe 6 minutes, they got into fort phase. Only one real push that saw them get the flag to about 50% when they came through Charlie and Bravo, but you respawned back on them, pushed them out, and then held them out for the rest of the fight. A lot of energy out there. Anybody out there who stood out in their performance in your eyes?
Oh, I would have to say my best friend, I wouldn't even call him a best friend, almost like a lover. Drudge, he stood out. He was in my group. He showed me the way. He was just amazing.
Excellent, my friend. Well, we have a few more days until the rules of armed conflict adjust, and you'll have to defend the towers, as they say, on a random basis. Are you looking forward to those adjustments?
We're looking forward to all the adjustments. We're trying to figure out our game plan on what we're going to do, if we're going to run 50 flails or 40 flails. But I'm all for 50 flails, even life staffs, and just killing everybody. I think that's the best. I think that's the best strategy. But leadership doesn't agree.
Okay, well, I'm looking forward to the all flail and life staff strategy coming out of Morningdale here in the near future. After the battle, KOTT turned their attention to completing their mission in the desert and putting a stop to the nefarious egg smuggling cartel. Facing off against the ringleader who used multiple tricks and deceptions, KOTT were forced to utilize their wit and methodically eliminate all possibilities until only the true enemy remained to be defeated. Forced into a corner and unwilling to surrender, they attempted to flee, but in their haste, neglected their surroundings. Let this be a lesson to all who would disrupt the peace of the island. If you mess with the egg, you get the worm. KOTT News Crews would like to remind its subscribers and those who are about to be that the Season 2 journey is almost over, so be sure to complete your activity card goals as soon as possible. Turning to the weather for tonight, and as the sun rolls across the Eternum sky, citizens rejoice in anticipation of the upcoming release of new events. But while those are still a few days away, be sure to do your best to collect invasion caches by supporting the local invasion response efforts near you across 40% of the island. 3 roster submissions for Simulated Fantasy Combat Resolution tonight, brought to you by LARPco. Remember, if it isn't LARPco, it's cardboard. With special thanks to the Craft Services crew. If you'd like to support KOTT News, Patreon is currently the best way. Tonight, the Syndicate members of Tropical Disturbance assail the Covenant hero worshippers of the Outcasts for control of the barely controllable Restless Shore. Tropical Disturbance return to the eastern shores to attempt the Mudhill climb once again. But this time, the defense is split not only across 3 fronts, but also in their intentions to claim land. Keeping their rosters concealed until the final moments, will the Outcasts attempt to hold on to 1 or 2 defensive territories tonight? Or will they put great efforts into their offensive third front? Meanwhile, the Marauders of Pharmaceuticals assault the Covenant hero worshippers of the Outcasts for control of the Master Fishing Delta of Reek Water. Closely watching the roads between Moon Bay and Far Harbor, the Pharmaceuticals prepare for the Outcasts to shift their defenses into position in the final moments before the war horns. As for the Outcasts, they appear somewhat uncertain as to how to prepare for this fight. As the Pharmaceuticals no longer stand with the Syndicate, their tactics may be completely unknown. Simultaneously, the Covenant hero worshippers of the Outcasts assail the Marauders of HBM for control of the island's secondary oil reserves of Cutlass Keys. With 2 defensive efforts to attend, it's likely that the outcasts will employ the services of some well-rounded mercenaries. And when fighting marauders, that gives them some hefty options. But HBM have been preparing for this all week, and look forward to fighting off whoever shows up with the might of their own forces. Hopefully, until the new rules of armed conflict next week. We'll have any late-breaking outcomes and reactions from the citizens tonight at 11. Until then, this has been War Correspondent JChalant, KOTT News.